We're going to talk about how small spaces, especially in units and townhouses, how can you make the properties aesthetically look good and also keep them functional.
Turn your house into a home and join us on the Home Enthusiast podcast.
Welcome to the Home Enthusiast. I'm your host, Remy, and today we've got a very special guest with us, Phoebe from Foxy Home Staging. Phoebe, welcome.
Thank you very much.
Obviously, we do a lot of styling together, but to sell properties. But today we're going to talk about something rather specific: natural light. A lot of small spaces have less windows and they've got less natural light coming in. How can we counteract this less natural light feel with how the furniture is going to improve that?
There are a couple of ways. We can start with our bigger pieces of furniture, which we would normally go with our sofa being a darker colour because it wears much better with families. It obviously wears better with pets, going for a darker colour. But a lighter colour sofa is going to make your home feel lighter straight up. It reflects light better. It makes it look like a bigger piece itself. And you all know that when you've got a darker colour interior, if you've got darker carpet, the room feels smaller unless you've got lighter walls. So if everything is dark, it feels smaller. Next one would be to go with lighter coloured curtains. So I think that's a no-brainer, really. Shutters are fantastic. I love shutters, but personally, I like shutters. The thing with shutters are they make the natural light disappear.
True. They take a lot of space on that window. Is that what you're saying? Yeah,
they definitely, and you can angle it to make light come through, but most of the time they're going to reduce how much light it comes in. It doesn't matter if it's Hampton-style plantation shutters or if you've got Venetian blinds, they are just going to decrease the light. The best type of curtain are a sheer curtain.
Sheer curtain. So light filtering.
Yes, definitely.
Okay. So that's mostly for living spaces then. You wouldn't put that in the bedrooms?
No, go for a roller blind.
Yeah, roller blind in bedrooms.
Keep that consistency throughout. So go for a roller blind with a sheer curtain that goes to full wall. What that's going to do,
that's cool.
Increase the luxe feel, increase the size of the space, but doesn't impact your lateral.
Are they more expensive?
No.
No, really?
No, they're not.
Right.
And you can do it yourself. There's plenty of DIY blind companies online, and you just order it and you can get it in, do shutters yourself.
I don't know about DIY, Phoebe.
Oh, no, it's actually, okay, depends on how good you are.
For professionals. But anyway.
But DIY, as in get your handyman in to do it.
Yeah, okay.
But don't necessarily have to pay for the blind companies to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Really, you can have a small space, but as you said, what you're going to put on your windows furnishings and literally the color of your furniture. Big furniture is going to have an impact on literally when you walk in the front door.
One more trick that we use, mirrors. Mirrors reflect natural light. Reflects all types of light. So mirrors help to make a space have better depth. It helps reflect that light, makes it feel brighter. It works as a piece of artwork if it's hung in the right position. Obviously, don't hang a mirror in a hallway because it's just going to reflect a blank wall. But if you have it opposite, so for example, the front big windows in like a nice living room space, or if you're in a unit that's off the pool, it reflects the pool. That looks beautiful.
That's really cool. Another point is, now that you're talking about mirrors, is the ones in the splashback of a kitchen.
Yes.
I love them, like the darker color mirror, because actually people write on it now. They write their grocery list and they're pretty easy to take it out. But compared to having like subway tiles, they actually reflect the space and they make the kitchen look bigger.
Mirror or glass. The glass, both of them will work really well.
Same thing in the bathrooms?
So bathrooms are a little bit trickier. You're sort of working with a bit of a confined space that generally does not have, especially in these units, that does not have a big window like at all.
Very small.
So the tricks that we use, and this is, I guess, when you go down more of the path of a renovation, you use something like a wall-hung vanity rather than vanity that's actually going to go all the way to the ground. That little bit of space underneath gives such an impression of size. It just gives you tricks you into feeling there's more size.
And I know for a fact that wall-hung vanities cost a little bit more money, but I do think they're worth every bit of it. And it looks so much better. I completely agree with that.
And I love bringing in the texture variation, so going for a wood grain, rather than everybody just having white on white on white, bringing in a wood grain, that again, it just lifts it.
A lot of people are going for that now. It's so, I call it Scandinavian look.
It just elevates that luxe feeling. It makes it feel like you've got something special.
And we have a lot of, we see a lot of properties where the bathrooms have no windows. Sometimes they have a skylight, but sometimes they can't. And it's just what it is. What would you do when there's no windows and just light? Are you going for very white light? Are you going for warmer tone light? What would you do?
So I tend to avoid, again, My perspective is from a selling perspective with this. Lighting is very personal, but it does definitely, so a warm light bulb with a warm feel, reflecting onto walls that have walls with a cream-based white. So I'm talking hog's bristle, I'm talking antique white, those types of Dulux colours. It is going to make a space feel smaller. So a yellow-based white is going to make a home feel smaller. It sucks up that natural light. When you're renovating these homes to come up for sale, you're going with a grey-based white. So a grey-based white, like the one in the room that we're in right now, it reflects light. So it works really, really well with a cool white bulb. And that's my preference, is a cool white bulb. Some people feel that they lack the ambience. So honestly, in your own home, it's up to you which one you like better. There is a warmth and an ambience that comes with a warm bulb. Then there's a starkness that comes with a cool white bulb. People are like, I don't want to be in a science lab. Whatever you go with, have your lamps on the side tables, matching whatever lamps are in the lights are in the ceiling. And if you've got the consistency throughout the entire home, that's what matters. Have everything the same throughout.
Cool versus warm lighting. Do you think it also depends which room, i.e., living space, for example? Personally, I prefer when it's really lit up. I need that to be bright. But if I have an NPR room, like kind of my little TV, no kids, no wife for like, an hour and I can watch a movie, I want that to be a bit warmer, like a bit more chill. So would you agree that it depends where you are in the home?
It does, except I wouldn't be changing the bulb brightness. So what I'd be doing, so I wouldn't go NPR room, go for a warm bulb, and then out in the main living going for a cool bulb. Yes, play with the dimmers or play with filament bulbs. So go for lamps or something like that has a filament bulb, like the really pretty bulbs. They look awesome. They're a very dim light, but they can be a cool white light. So then it's the same throughout the entire house. So have the same wattage throughout the house, play with the dimmers and everything like that to get different feels throughout, to get the right ambience throughout for you.
That's amazing. That's really good advice. In a living space, again, we're talking about not a big living space here, not too much natural light, flooring. What's your preference, and what have you seen in your experience that, wow, okay, this is small, but this floor looks amazing, makes the room a lot lighter? Are we talking wooden floors? Are we talking like colour flooring, or are we talking darker colour?
No, so if you can afford it, some sort of timber hybrid flooring.
They're really good.
It is. It makes it look fresh, brighter, reflects the light. But the length of the floorboard panels, for me, that's what makes it feel bigger.
And they've got a good pattern as well. And they used to be so expensive.
They're so much more affordable.
So much more affordable. And then still people go for timber sometimes, but honestly,
can't tell.
That you can barely tell.
The longevity you get from the hybrid now, it's fantastic.
Yeah, they don't scratch as easily. I find it, back when I started real estate, around the kitchen you would see it because there's water pouring out, and you would see a bubble and you would see it come up. Now, I really rarely see that when it's a hybrid floor.
Have you seen you can get a tile now, and you can do it into the bathroom. And it looks phenomenal. I love it. I do. I'm a fan.
I did a poll on my social media like a week or 2 weeks ago, and it was in bedrooms. And I want you to tell me what your preference is. I'm not going to tell you what the result of the poll was. Carpet versus wooden floors. What would you go for? And general way, not small space, just in a pure general way.
Carpet.
What would you say? Carpet. What's the reason?
Warmth. The feeling of, I guess I like it the way it makes it feel smaller, actually. Timber floorboards are fantastic for making something feel really open, really quite cool. You lose that warmth and that personality and character, I think, unless you bring all the layers in.
Right.
And my kids don't get layers. My kids don't appreciate layers, so I don't have layers at home.
Now, going back to small spaces, that colour carpet doesn't matter.
Yes and no. It honestly depends on the combination that you've got going on the walls as well. If you've got darker coloured on you've got to do opposites.
Contrast.
Yeah, definitely. Otherwise, if you walk in, you've got white walls and very bright carpet. You've got like a whole lot of bright going on. It's too much. If you've got like really light grey carpet with really light reflecting walls, like a lexicon and half on the walls, it's too bright. So give some depth, ground it a little bit with a little bit of darker colour carpet. You don't have to go too dark, but
yeah, I completely agree with you. I hate when I go in a property and it's white everywhere, and people think, okay, it's neutral. Yeah, but it doesn't have
Character.
A character. And okay, so my next question will be: example, you go in a bedroom, it's all white and light color carpet. What kind of bed would you put in there? Like, you know, they bought a brand new home, it's all quite white. They're like, oh, it's too white. What would you put in there? Would you put something completely different?
So I think if we're talking about small space living,
Yes,
we're dictated a lot by what you can fit up that stairwell. So we've been in a lot of small homes for small townhouses where we cannot fit up a queen bed base, a queen ensemble base up that stairwell. So in that situation, you are forced to go down a fabric bed base or a bed base of some type. I wouldn't be going timber in a small home. A timber bed base, generally they're chunky, they sit out a lot further, they're not designed for a small room. So when I'm talking a small room, I'm talking 3.3 by 3.3 or smaller. And some of the ones we've done together have been bigger than that.
Yeah.
But
Some
generally, most
most
aren't.
smaller.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'd be going down a fabric bed base, or you can get some really cool wire bed frames now that adjust the frame, put your mattress on top, and then you can get a beautiful big bed head.
Yeah, that's really interesting, isn't it?
But that stairwell dictates a lot. If the ceiling drops down, or if you've got a tight turn in the stairwell, you can't get a queen bed base up there.
Thanks guys for watching. Obviously, lots of great advice, and it's very important as well that, like you said, your furniture, your every choice inside the home makes sense. Otherwise, you're going to end up with a home that, you know, down the track, if you're going to sell, because we're both salespeople, it's going to attract. And that's very important. So, guys, if you have any more questions or comments, or you like what we talked about with Phoebe today, please subscribe to her YouTube. She's on Instagram and TikTok, Foxy Home Staging, or ours on YouTube, we're the Home Enthusiast, or Remy Girio on Instagram and TikTok. Thank you very much. Thanks, Phoebe.
Thank you very much.
It's been a pleasure.